on page 165 next. So let's go ahead and get started then. And the first one, we just have some, in this case, we have missing
0.1.
decimals. Yeah, we can do these in our head. We can just think this is 0.1, and that equals 1. Let's go down to C next, and it says blank plus 0.3.
0.7.
Yeah, 0.7 or 7/10. Okay. And these we can do in our heads, or we could subtract. This one we can definitely do in our heads or mentally. D is 0.5 plus
5/10.
Yes, 5/10 equals 1. And then the next one? What do you guys think? What's the next one?
0.6 plus 0.4.
You can do anything here, actually. You could do a lot of different options here. We will select 0.6 and 0.4. Okay, so that section there is finished. That was quick. Let's keep going here with number 6. And it says to write. Oh, sorry, let me pull that out so you can see it. We went through there pretty quickly. So there are the answers for section 1. And here you could do a lot of different options for D. There could be many different options there, as long as they add up to 1. All right, so this says for number 6 to write the missing decimals again. One way we can do this if we're not sure, and the way I would do this one, at least mentally, is to count up. So I just count up to 9. So I add 0.5, and then in my head, I just add 1 more. So I just add it up. And what do you get there? For the blank, what do you guys think? 8.5 plus what equals 10?
1.5.
Yes, so we'd say 1.5 or 1 5/10. How about for C? It says 5.9 plus blank equals 10.
4.1.
Yeah, and again, I add 0.1 and I get 6, and then I just add 4 more to 6 and I get 10. So I kind of add up from here, kind of like I'm counting change perhaps there. So the next one, we have blank plus 3.6 equals 10. And again, I'm going to count up. So I just add 0.4, and then I know I'm at 4. So what's the answer? Anyone?
6.4.
6.4, okay. And these you really don't need to show much work for. If you're doing them in your head, you should be able to, I think. And this, for D, someone give me one thing we could write here.
7.8 plus 2.2.
Ooh, that's a nice one. We could do a decimal, right? 7.8 plus 2.2, and that works. Okay, but you could write a lot of different things here. You could do 5 plus 5 if you wanted. So there we go. That section is finished. Okay, so there's our top 2 sections finished. And for this one, you could write a lot of different options. Okay, so for 7 then, it says to add mentally or in our heads and to write the method. Okay, so make sure we're doing this. Show me how you do these in your head. And there could be a lot of different options. You guys might do these differently than I do them. So just kind of scratch out what you do when you add these in your head. So in this case, I take 4 plus 2 in my head. I know that's 6. And then I just add up separately 0.3 plus 0.7 or 0.7 plus 0.3. And I know that equals what, guys? 0.7, right? And then if I add these up, I get what?
6.7.
Yeah, I can add those up. I could add a decimal there before I add them up. Bring my decimal straight down and I get 6.7. Okay. All right, so now let's go over to B. So we have 5.4 plus 8.2 here. And how would you guys do this one in your heads? Just tell me kind of what you do first. 8
plus 5.
Okay. And then what do you get? For the next line, we say plus 0.4 plus what?
0.2.
0.2, okay. Sorry, there's that one in case you needed it. And then, so I know that equals 0.6, is that right?
This is 6, yes.
Yeah, and I'm just gonna write this a little bit so I can add it right away. I'm gonna write that off to the right and say this is 0.6. And now I'll add them up. First step in addition, we'll just add a 0 there, and then we'll line them up. We got them lined up. And now let's make a straighter equal sign. Okay, and then we'll add these up. What did you guys get?
13.6.
Yeah, that's what I got. 13.6 is your answer. Okay. So I know we're adding these a little bit strangely, at least working them out, but this is how I do it in my head when I'm working these out. So next one, anyone have I have one trick here. We might do this one a little bit differently. Does anyone have an idea for what we could do here? Who's got an idea?
14 plus 9 and 0.5 plus 0.9.
That's definitely one way. For sure, you could write that out. I'm going to show just another method here for this one. If I take 0.1 from there, okay, so if I take 0.1 from the 0.5 there, that becomes what on the left and what on the right. So if I take 0.1 out of the first number and move it to the second number, what does that become? So I got
The left become 0.4 and the right become 10.
10, yeah. And right now I can do this in my head. I just add that up. And what do you get?
24.4.
24.4. And make sure you write that in your little box there. 24 and 4/10. Okay, so we're on to D there. Okay, so let's look there. It says 32.2 plus 49.8. Okay, so what should we do here? Again, I think, any ideas?
Minus 2 and plus the right side.
Yeah, so I'm going to take this 0.2, I'm going to minus 0.2 from this side, and I'm just going to bring it over here. And I think that's a good way to visualize this 0.2 coming out of the first number and into the second number. So I'm left with
32 plus 50.
right, and now we can do it in our heads, and that equals what?
82.
Right, 82, and then we're all set there. So let me pull out and show you the full screen here. And this is page 165.